All right, guys, so we need to talk about this Rittenhouse case and what this means for uh, gun owners and self defense as a whole. Uh, first off, let's start with that this case it's a lot bigger than just Kyle. This is going to set precedent on how these cases are handled in the future and what's acceptable of the public. And what I mean by what's acceptable of the public, people are starting to figure out that they can apply pressure to these cases. Uh, this time, the jury is still in deliberation right now, and you have people gathering outside. You have other prominent activists coming out, talking about how if they don't get the correct verdict, they're going to burn things down and they're going to riot again. Uh, we saw the same exact thing with the Chauvin trial. Now, whether you believe he was guilty or innocent, that's really aside from the point. We had everyone from the President of the United States to Congress weighing in while the jury was still deliberating. That's obviously going to put pressure on the case. Uh, and then the idea that your town is going to be burnt down or you could be attacked at home if you don't find a verdict the correct way. Uh, there's no way to have a proper trial under those circumstances. Uh, Next, we need to consider the fact that if you yourself are ever put in a situation where you need to defend yourself, your case will never be this clear, this obvious, or this transparent. You're not going to have this much info backing your case. You're just not going to. This is a huge anomaly that we have this much information. Uh, we have video of all three attackers and of Kyle before these people ever even made contact to each other. We have video of Kyle from the start to the finish of all the way from when he was performing medical aid for people all the way to when he ran up to the police. Again, you're never going to have that much evidence on your side. Uh, we even have Gage. He was the guy whose arm got shot in half. On the stands directly saying that Kyle never fired on him until he pointed a gun directly at Kyle. So again, your case is never going to be this clear. You are never going to have that luxury if you're ever put in this situation. So with the first thing that I talked about, and then with this on top of it, that just adds to how much more serious this is in the big picture. So the third thing that we need to talk about is that the same people right now running around calling Rittenhouse a white supremacist are the same exact people that were calling to defund the police. So now that someone within the community stepped forward and a situation happened, now we're crying about vigilante justice. Well, if you remove the police from the situation, then you're only left with two other options. And that is that people take justice into their own hands, or those people just do nothing at all. So those are literally the only two options that you're left with. What the left wants is they don't want you to step up and defend yourself. That goes against the narrative of what's allowed. They want you to be a victim. And somehow, by you being a victim, we're ensuring true equality. Uh, just a couple things to think about there, guys. Again, if we can't have the police, we can't go out and handle it ourselves, then literally you're left with nothing but being a victim. Uh, so yeah, really something to think about. If they can if they can convict on this after everything we've seen, all three people attacking, I then this is just going to effectively undercut your ability to protect your home, yourself, your family. I mean the list goes on. Uh, the only option at this point is people people within the community, they need to come out and make a stand. Now that doesn't mean that they need to grab their AR and start open warfare on the streets. That's not what that means at all. Uh, what you need to do is you need to organize. You need to get your community all on the same page with each other. And like I said, you need to take your community back. This can't keep going on. The police in these cities, through Chaz Chop, through Portland, Kenosha, I mean they've already proven that they don't have your back. They're not going to be there when you need them. You need to take control of your own community. You cannot rely on anyone else anymore to keep you safe, and there's a good possibility that one day, if you do take control of your community and you do what you need to do for your family, you could end up in this place where Rittenhouse is. That's a really scary thought. Uh, yeah, I really don't know where we go from here, guys. Hopefully we get a verdict that makes sense. Thanks, guys.